Arsenal finally gave us the kind of performance we've been crying out for all season. The patterns of play were back, the urgency was back, the confidence was back, and you could see it radiating through the whole team. From the keeper to the striker, everybody was on point. And that break has seemed to do these Arsenal players the world of good. Before this break, Arsenal were really starting to get into a rut. But that time away, maybe just give them time to reflect, give Arteta a time to get his message across, and the players definitely took that out onto the field and put in such an impressive performance against a good Crystal Palace side. I mean, there's so many good performances to speak on, but I just liked how we dominated possession. 60% possession, over 20 shots, 6 on target, so maybe we could increase that slightly. But of them 6 on target, obviously 5 of them were goals, so that is a very, very good record. So in terms of players, you have to look at Raya. I think he made one fairly big mistake where he cleared the ball after a nice bit of skill from Saliba. He played it back to David Raya and he sort of just cleared it very centrally just in front of his box, and it was picked up by a Crystal Palace player. He struck the ball and then David Raya did make a good save, to be fair, but maybe that was the only kind of mistake that I saw in David Raya's game. He actually made a couple of decent saves as well, so this week there's nothing to moan about with David Raya, which is good. And then you come onto the defence, and this is where Arsenal was really, really impressive. All of them defenders on that field had an outstanding game. Ben White, he's struggled in recent weeks. We've mentioned it on here. He's not been the same player like he has been earlier in the season and all of last season, but this performance was a very assured performance. Very good going forward, very solid defensively, offered so much in terms of link-up play with Saka, but also linking nice with Declan Rice, which was good to see. And then Gabriel and Saliba. Saliba, confident as usual, very good playing with the ball, but Gabriel, my man of the match, unbelievable, not just because of the 2 goals, and unfortunately, one was taken off him. It was chalked down as a Henderson own goal, which I thought was unfair anyway, because the header was going in, comes off the back of Henderson's head and actually goes in the goal. So he only got 1 goal when he probably should have got 2, but his performance was so good. He is such a threat from set pieces. He's so strong in the air. But not even that, defensively as well. The amount of times he cleared the ball from a corner, won the first header, just swept up very well. Just such a good performance from Gabriel. Definitely deserving of that Man of the Match award. Zinchenko as well. How good was it to see him out there? There was a lot of reports coming out over the past few days saying Zinchenko had sustained an injury and he's going to be out for a fairly long period of time. So to see him back was actually a pleasant surprise. Maybe that was a bit of mind games from Mikel Arteta. We know he likes to do that sometimes. But it was just so good to see Zinchenko back on that pitch, slotting into that midfield position very well. He was playing some cutting through balls at times, one to Trossard in particular, where he took out about 3/4 of their team, played it through to Trossard, who couldn't convert the chance. But a very good performance again from Zinchenko. And in the midfield, the engine room for Arsenal, very good in terms of getting the ball out wide. Declan Rice, very solid. But even Havertz had a fairly decent enough game. I mean, it's hard not to look decent in a 5-0 win, if we're being honest. There were some moments in the game where I thought maybe Havertz could give a bit more in terms of hunger and desire, but I'm certainly not going to sit here and slate Havertz after a 5-0 win. So all in all, I think he had a fairly decent performance. And then Odegaard, and I think it's clear to see now that this is a player that's full of confidence. He's unlocking the doors, he's linking up well, Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, even with Havertz. Odegaard is a joy to watch. And he's so silky in them tight spaces. I mean, he's unbelievable on the ball. So a really good performance there from Odegaard. Saka, in my opinion, a fairly quiet game from Saka. He obviously had some decent moments in the game, but it probably wasn't his best performance, if we're being honest. But I'm sure Saka knows he can improve on that performance as well. Trossard, very good. I was shocked to see him on the team sheet, to be fair. I certainly would have gone for a Martinelli over Trossard. But I think by the way he played, Mikel had obviously seen something over in Dubai when he was training and he decided to put him in, which was absolutely the right decision. He got his goal. But even though he did get his goal and he played well, he might struggle to hold on to his position in the next game because Martinelli come on and absolutely tore it up. Henry-esque. I've done a video recently comparing him to Henry, saying he has the ability to convert to that number 9 because I see a lot of similarities between him and a young Thierry Henry, and those two finishes absolutely showed why I can see those similarities. So quick, so direct, opened his body up and then slotted it past the keeper into the far right corner like Thierry Henry used to do. But that was just such a good performance for Martinelli. So good to see him back on the score sheet, and he definitely needed that after an extended period of time without scoring many goals. And then Gabriel Jesus played well as well, didn't actually get his goal, which is a bit disappointing. I'm sure he's going to want to be pushing those numbers up. But in terms of team play, Gabriel Jesus had a good game. But what does Mikel Arteta do now for the next game? Because, like I said, Trossard scored, Martinelli scored 2 goals. So does that mean he now has to take Gabriel Jesus out of the team just to try and fit Trossard and Martinelli in there? Maybe he does have to, because Jesus and Nketiah were both on the pitch at some point in a 5-0 win for Arsenal, and none of them managed to get a goal. Is that concerning? Is it a coincidence? Let me know in the comment section. But all in all, I think Arsenal can be very happy with that performance. I think that sets us up perfectly now for some big games coming up. We've obviously got Forest next, but after that we've got Liverpool in a massive game. We're at home. I think we can go into that game full of confidence. And of course, I'll be doing videos for all of these games, so make sure you're subscribed. Let me know your comments on everything you've heard in this video. Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. If you could though, just before you go, hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.